Back. It's me, Mr. Tall. I'm here to do some live commentary and stream the matches in Sweden versus Italy, the qualifiers for the A-league. Welcome everybody to the stream. The games are set to start at 8 p.m. Central European Time, which it is now. And we are here in Pandanet, and so far one of the games has started. And it's Anton Toby versus Sharon Schlad or whatever, how you pronounce that. I don't know. So that's Anton Christensson from Sweden. And then his opponent is an Italian fella. I forgot his name. I will check it out soon. I will introduce all the players. Hey there, the Crows. Welcome to the stream. So while we're waiting for the other games to get started, and this game has just gotten started, we can take a quick look at the players in the match. So let me turn this on. Here we go. So this is the Italian team versus the Swedish team. In total, when you play these qualifying matches, so the qualifying match is basically, it means that Sweden came second to last in the A-league this season, and Italy came second to first. So both of us have a chance to switch, or in our case, we run the risk of going down to the B-league. So this match will decide who gets to play the A-league next season. And we have five boards. Normally it's 4 boards in these matches, but it's 5 boards, so there won't be a draw in the qualifying games. And we've already played 2 matches previously. So Italy won 1 game, and we watched that on this channel. And then I won my game yesterday against Carlo Meta. So we have 1-1. So basically it's kind of like we have 3 games going on, and it's just like a 3-game match. And basically, whoever wins 2 games or more is going to get to play in the A-league next week. So of course, the main attraction would be Fredrik Blomback. He's listed as 6 dan here, but he is a 7 dan now. Versus Davide Bernardis, who is listed as a 5 dan, but he is a 6 dan now. So we actually have a 7 dan versus a 6 dan on the first board. Fredrik, of course, is incredibly strong. He was 3rd in the European Championships, and he has been like 2nd and 3rd, I think, in the Grand Slam tournaments. I mean, he's super strong. And Davide Bernardis is super talented player. He's young. I believe he's 17 or something like that. And he is already a 6 dan, and he did pretty well in the WAGC, where I played him, and we had a very, very exciting game. It was very close, but in the end he won. So that's the main attraction. And then these 2 games have already been played. And then we have on our 4th board and 5th board. On the 4th board, we have Erik Ouchterlony, who is listed as a 3 dan. He used to be 4 dan. I guess he's lately bumped down to 3 dan. And his opponent is Davide Minieri, who is 3 dan. And then we have on the Swedish team Anton Christensson, who's listed as a 1 dan. He's definitely not a 1 dan. He's at least a 2 dan. He might even be a 3 dan. Versus Alessandro Martinelli. So it's funny how everybody in the Italy team is called either Alessandro or Davide. Huh? It's pretty funny. Except for Carlo Meta, of course. Okay, now let's get to the games. So let me take this off. And yeah, so this is Anton versus Martinelli. I believe that was his name. Martinelli. Yep. Alessandro Martinelli. So we can call him Alessandro. And yeah, so far this opening looks pretty even. Perhaps slightly good for white. Normally we would say black should look for a chance to pincer the white's pincer stone. But in this case, white got to extend. But on the other hand, black can honey in the corner. So it might be pretty even. This direction here is curious. Why would black approach from here? I have no idea. Because it is a kind of a boring place. The left side is rather boring. But I guess he's worried that white is going to Keima and try to build the left side. But then he should have probably attacked either by attaching or playing Keima himself, I suppose. But these are all my speculations. I don't know. Okay, we need to also check out the other games, so I'm going to open them up, and hopefully they have started. I cannot find them in the list, so maybe they haven't. Yeah, oftentimes there will be some delays, someone will be late, or there's some problem with like, you need to have video, you need to have a camera when you play, these sort of things. There's Sugadintas as well. Yes, I played my game. That's right, the cross. And luckily I managed to win. So it means that this is still very much up in the air. It's pretty close. I guess on paper, I would say Sweden is like a slight favorite. We have the slight edge on paper. Because I think the fourth board and fifth board are pretty 50-50, both matches. But I think Fredrik against Davide, Fredrik should be the favorite. I mean, Davide is really good, but Fredrik is just like a monster. So, yeah. But in Go, there's no sure things. But still, we need to find more games. Where there's Freda. Okay, great. So Fredrik Games has started as well. So Fredrik is white and Davide is black. And Davide played the exact same setup as black against me. Yeah, so that seems to be a favorite of his. I guess it's a pretty comfortable setup. You kind of get a very normal game from there. Davide's style is extremely like patient and solid. And the same thing could be said for Fredrik. So this game is bound to go to endgame. I mean, again, nothing is sure, of course, but yeah, both players have this kind of patient waiting style. So here, Davide might play Han on the outside and extend. That's what he did against me. It seems to be the variation that he prefers. But he didn't do that here, so maybe he changed his mind about it. Okay, let's find the last game as well. Hopefully it has started. Let me see. No, I cannot see it, right? Wait, let me see the names of those players. They should be... Their names should be Alo versus Wiles. Okay, it's not here yet. Are they online though? Alo is online. But Wiles, on the other hand, is also online. Okay. They're both online, but they haven't managed to start a game yet. Okay. Let's take a look at the other games. Oh, so they're moving fast here, but this is kind of like an opening Joseki. This style. Yeah. This is Fredrik versus Davide. This chat box, I need to make it bigger so I can see better. Yeah, hello to Arigoto and to Air Turtle. Nice to see you guys. And thanks for the follows to Golibumpa and ShibiOG. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay, so Davide goes for 3-3. So far, this is kind of nothing very interesting. It's kind of basic Josekis. Here, probably Fredrik's going to extend, and he's aiming, of course, at approaching over here. Yeah, he's aiming at approaching. Actually, I'm going to try to toggle coordinates, so at least I can use those to talk about the games. Yeah, so this M3 is normal. And here, black has several decent moves. And one of them is Tenuki or Pincer over here. So then white can attach at R3, and it's quite an interesting variation. It's the variation I prefer to play, but here I would guess that Davide is going to kick and then kick again. This is a very popular way for solidifying the position. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what they will do. That's your grandma, Sagadintas? You have too many grandmas, bro. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Anton's and Alessandro's game. Aha, so in the end, white anyway went for the boring side that I thought was boring. I think it is a curious choice here. Like if I'm white here, I would toggle coordinates here as well. I would have no qualms about just playing f3 and letting black have a position on the left side because it's kind of nothing. The left side is difficult to make territory because of the presence of very low position for white, and black also is pressing down this position. So I'm a bit confused or sort of surprised by white's extension here. We can also say that white is not really attacking black here because you can see black can always play b18, black can always play g17, and black of course is very free. So it's not really attacking. So again, this extension looks dubious in my humble estimation. But nevertheless, the situation is still pretty basic right now. I think originally, as I said, white was probably a little bit good, so it's still probably okay. But if we just take a look at the left side, it's very, very low, right? It's what we call a flat position. It's very, very flat. So normally you have a wall, you don't want to have a flat position. So there is something is a bit fishy about it. It would be different if we can really attack black here, but it looks hard to attack, yeah? Okay, so back to Fredrik's game, rather. Aha. He didn't play any more moves. Oh, but they played more moves. I see, I need to go ahead. So black played this schema, white that touch and Hanne, and very old school variation here by black. Yeah, white will make extension, no doubt. He can make the Ogema or the big Ogema, the Ugema. But yeah, maybe in this scenario, yeah, I was going to say the Ogema might be better than the Ugema, simply because with this in this variation, black has some leaning moves, so he can try to somehow launch an attack on these two stones. But it's difficult, so it is fine also for white, I think, no problem. Okay, going back to Fredrik's and not Alessandro's, Davide's game. Ah, but there are two Davides, right? So I need to call him Bernardis, right? I just call him Treasure. Yeah. So black played the pincer and extension. So now it's up to white to kind of demonstrate why it's dangerous for black to not answer, in a sense, in the corner here. So white has a simple move, which is O2. It's actually a good move. It's simple, but it's efficient. But it is not the strongest, perhaps. The strongest may be attach, exactly, this attach. And then black needs to Hanne, and then white usually will play extend down. Yeah. And now there's a funny move, which is usually the best move. I mean, black can kick here at n3, actually. That can be a good move. But there is a funny move, which is q6, which is kind of a super weird move. But it also depends on some ladders, etc. But a lot of players will play like q4 instead. But if you play q4 or even q5, it's supposed to be locally a bit good for white. So yeah, but I think maybe kick also at n3 is a good option. Or just moving out is possible as well. Let's see now if the third game has started. Yes, it has. So that's Erik Ouchterlony. Erik Ouchterlony has been playing for a long time, but he's kind of inactive in tournaments. But he was a 3-dan when I started playing Go. So, which is, yeah, 21 years ago. So he does have some experience, let's say. But yeah, he's not actively playing or practicing, but still. I think he was 4-dan for some time. Maybe he's 3-dan again or 2-dan, I don't know. And of course, this Wiles character is Italy's Davide Minieri. Okay, Martinelli, Minieri. Not easy to keep track of these macaronis. Ooh, gamer, yeah. The Crows ask, how was WADC? Oh, it was a delight, of course, but my result, not so delightful. We don't talk about that here. All right, so here already we have quite a popular Joseki in the modern era. Usually black, you will play a pincer here, counter pincer to the pincer. So black will play at d9. And there are actually some complicated variations, and there are some interesting trades. This move, I believe, in the modern era is not quite the move, but it was a very normal Joseki in the past. And for sure, it cannot be terrible. I just think it may not be like the AI favored move or whatever. But nevertheless, it's not a bad move. Yeah. Okay. Let's check on Fredrik versus Davide. Yeah. So he kicks. This is a steady move. So whenever you see this kick, usually you have to make a decision whether you want to play descent or you want to play Hanne. So usually, descent means you want to keep fighting here. You want to keep attacking the group. Hanne means you want to find center. So you Hanne and Tenuki or Hanne and play O5 to seal some shape. It's also possible to play Hanne and Tiger in some situations, but usually this is kind of what the decision means. If you descend down to M2, it means you want to keep fighting, you want to aim at O2, etc. And if you Hanne, you are looking for speed. Yeah, because Hanne somehow stops black from connecting easily to his friend. So it already achieves something. But to me, it looks like a position where white wouldn't mind descending. Yeah. Perhaps we can consider other alternatives as well. There could be something like bumping at L3. That looks interesting as well. I'm sure it's a decent move. Yeah, but it's not a very normal move. But it could be a good move here because this keeps black separated to a degree. And if black goes down, yes, black's not separated, but then we can Hana once maybe and then Hana on the outside. We get a very thick shape. I'm curious to see how white handles here. Okay, let's check out Anton versus Martinelli. So in this one, yeah, after white played the Ugema, then black played an Ogema, and white played this attach and black hand, and then black played solid connect here. Yeah, solid connect is possible. Then white can also solid connect or tenuki, but usually connect is not bad. Yeah, it's a little bit slow for black, we can say, like a little bit slow. The black has played a bit slow in the upper right as well, so it seems black is playing kind of old school. But that being said, especially in amateur level, you can play old school. There's no problem. Yep. And of course, I have my Katago available, or my Katrain rather. So a little later, we can maybe think about uploading one of the games into Katrain and check some interesting variations if you have some questions. But for now, because there are 3 games, I will stick to some light commentary. And it's also early. Okay, so finally Fredrik does indeed bump. Yes, I think it is a choice in this kind of scenario because basically it's a good asking move, right? Is black gonna stand up or go down or tenuki, but probably not tenuki. It's okay maybe to tenuki, but probably K2 is the move for black. I do believe that if black goes up, it is kind of a small gain for white because we've separated black in center and he doesn't have a chance to connect, and we also stuck ourselves together and we stick together. So then we get to play the very, very attractive Q4. Yeah. Funnily enough, when you see Q4 in these kind of scenarios, a lot of times the good move for black is to bump and let white capture in the corner, especially if you have played Q6. But maybe in this scenario it cannot be the case. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's check out Erik versus Davide, I guess, also David. We just call him Wiles, I guess. So finally, white is playing empty triangle here. I think that is not the best way. I think it's an okay way. But probably it's better to Hane and then play diagonal, I would guess. I don't know. I'm guessing. We can check with AI later. But that usually is like a good way to play. You play Hane, create, and if he cuts, you just play another diagonal, and you have created a separation in your opponent's shape. But to be fair, if white gets sealed in, there's this jump to b3, so that could be scary. So that's maybe why he didn't want to do that. He played extension out. Yeah, but this means he played a kind of ugly shape. So it seems nothing wrong for black as well. Yeah, decent. Seems decent enough. So now we're up to date, up to speed on all the games. And yeah, so far I think the most interesting already is the game between Fredrik and Davide here. Yeah, I was expecting it to be an interesting game over time, but so early, it's quite impressive. So now we already have some interesting decisions that have been made here. White has decided to bump, and black decided indeed to tenuki. Tenuki puts the ball in white's court, like how are you gonna quote-unquote punish my tenuki? But usually K2 would be just fine for white. If we play K2, yeah, black pulls back and then you push. It's a very awkward shape for black. You know, black can tiger, but then we get to peep, right? At H4. And if black doesn't, then we can wedge. Of course, white can hunt on the outside, but then K2 is gonna come anyway. So maybe we can think about clamp, but I don't really see the point of that. I still think K2 looks attractive from my kind of humble perspective. We got something going on in the other games as well. Okay, Anton Toby didn't want to solidly connect. He wanted to treat it lightly somehow. It's reasonable, but for black can probably just play P2 and it's already quite nice. The left side is a little bit difficult to get a lot of points on. But maybe white doesn't need to hurry to get points because black has played very timidly in all the areas and black's territories are small. You know, white's territories are not that big either, but with Komi, white should be better, right? Territorially. Yeah. I mean, only talking about the upper right, it's not a Joseki anymore. And the reason is basically white's territory is bigger than black's, even though it was black's corner. So already there, white has taken advantage. So I think maybe white is fine here. Okay, let's look at wilds versus Alo. Yeah, white plays here. It's a natural point. So he pushed first once over here at h5. And then he played over here to take some base off of blacks. And of course, make some, territory. And help his stone. Now black jumps into the corner. And this is kind of a decent move. It's a good timing, I think, because right now, black hasn't moved out yet. So if black gets to make a life inside, I mean, he cannot make 2 eyes inside, but he can make 1 eye with c2, and then of course he can easily make more eyes on the side or in the center. But it's not only about making eyes for himself, it's also about breaking eyes for white, and of course points. So it's certainly a big point. And I guess white cannot really seal black easily on the outside. There's no one move to seal black. And the white answers is a great exchange for black. For sure, he gained a lot just from this exchange. You know, b3 and c2, if you get that for free, that's huge. White can never block, can never keep the corner. You already destroyed white's corner in center. So that is a great exchange for black. And now black can start moving out. Maybe the one space jump looks pretty solid from my perspective. Just jumping to f8 would be an idea for me. And be patient because black already got a good position on the bottom. Already got some center gain here, and he needs to stay strong in the center. That's his main weakness. Okay, let's go to Fredrik versus Treasure here. So Fredrik elected the Hana on the outside, but in a very surprising turn of events, black didn't go down to k2, but he went to j3. So that's a good exchange for white, and now white used some Tesuji. He played a peep here. Okay. I have a question. Why can't black play the m2 here? If I'm black, I'm considering m2 for sure. Because if white answers, we can block and white can no longer connect. Of course, we're giving white some capture, we're losing some points, but we will stay connected. I feel like after you simply connect, white connects back. That's a good for white. Yeah, of course, you can still wedge, so maybe it's similar. Yeah, you just don't have to give a stone here. That's true. But in the variation I was showing, you had captured the p2, so I don't know. Or showing, but rather talking about. So, in the end, white's group, yeah, it doesn't have one eye yet, but it's very strong. And the black group, it doesn't have one eye yet either, but it can easily make at least one eye, and it's out, so it's pretty strong. So the main thing I think is these 3 stones here are quite weak right now, around the j3. And of course the white 3 stones also a bit weak, so probably black needs to consider just double Keima, fly out, or some jump. It seems like it would be overplay to play over here at c7, right? I think so. Because then white might just, I don't know, go here, over here at g5, or even just attach. I mean, you're making white stronger and it's dangerous for you. So probably black needs to move out. He can also think about turn and then came out. Some moves like that. Maybe he's thinking about something fancier like a clamp on the outside. I don't know. It's hard to say. Why is Sugadinta's latest message like all red? Why is it like is that a thing? Do I need to let it through something? Yeah, I don't know. In my chat, your latest message has a big red because it's atting me. Maybe that's why. I see. I'm such a noob on Twitch that I didn't realize you were atting me. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm curious about Anton's game now. So Black naturally played K3, I thought, but actually he started with this move. A strange move. I guess it was sent and White answered, but is it a good exchange for Black? Yeah, I don't know. The answer is actually a bit surprising too. I wouldn't answer like that as White, because now there's still Aji in the Black stone. And there's still something like C7 and a jump to E6, etc. So if it were me, I would have played Hanne at C7 and been quite happy with the exchange, because basically, normally Black wants to use C8 here to make movements in this area, not force White to answer. But okay, White's answer seems okay too. And then Black approach here and White went out. And then Black bump here. Maybe Tiger's Mouth looks pretty decent here for White, if I'm being honest. But he decides to Hane. Okay, seems also okay. And he moves out. As long as his group is fine, he should be okay. He is leading on territory. And I guess that's what he is thinking about. Maybe now he's also considering if he can play P2 as a greedy way, but probably he needs to extend out, I believe. Yep. And then let's check on Erik. Yeah, so in the end, Erik thought for a while and didn't choose what I was suggesting, the one space jump, but the much more aggressive came up. I call it aggressive because it's cuttable, right? So we have to constantly worry about the cut. Like White can think about a direct cut at G6 and then just cut at F7. But not doesn't seem that safe right now, I guess. So probably White needs to consider coming out. It would be very, very painful if Black is too close with J5, right? So White might diagonal out. It might turn out this Kema is better than one space jump. Yeah. If the cut is not a real threat, then the Kema is probably more powerful. Okay. Yeah, so finally Black gets P2, and White's shape is very awkward here. So I'm really surprised by White's play here. I think it would have been quite happy to play 0-4, right? And just make a solid shape. And then nothing. It's P2 is kind of underestimated by White a little bit. And I think also why this move may be a little bit not the best move. It's better probably to just connect, I would guess. Or if you want to play something, you can totally Tanuki, like play something bigger, like H3 or something. But this is bound to end up over concentrated, right? No matter what you do, once he plays P2, your shape is over concentrated. So that's gonna be a problem for White. So there's something wrong with this shape, I think, just fundamentally. And now we're kind of seeing that. I mean, this is super painful for White to go out here, like make a little corridor. It just looks wrong, right? He looks bullied. But what else can he do? It's hard to ignore also the move. And yeah, maybe even now you'd play 0-4, to be honest. Yeah, because he wants to try to cut here, but it's not... If Black plays R5, the threat of 0-3 becomes even graver, right? It's just... something's wrong here. Something's wrong. My rabbit sense is tingling. Yeah. Thank you, Sam's Tempered Ego, for the follow. Glad to hear your ego is tempered. Get some OCD here about my screen. Can I make it fit with the UI better? A little bit better. Okay. So this one I'm not so happy with the White shape. And even there is even a real threat that black may play q8 and eat a stone. Even white pushes through, black capture, white goes down, black still plays O3, then it's not that awesome for white either. But I would be fine as black to just play R5 here. Yes, white can go out, but you can jump, you can fight with him. And then later his shape is still owing something in the lower side. White, I mean. Yeah, I so wish that Pandanet had the ability to show some variations. Okay, so here Wilds plays a pretty keen attach. This attach warrants consideration. I think this attach can be a good move. Shapely, it looks very shapely. So I think white now wants to pull back to J6, and the idea is if he had played just diagonal, black could have pushed. But because he plays here and then pulls back, he leaves black with a cut on the outside, and also has 2 stones, so he can jump easily. So this attach seemed pretty good. Was there a way for black to fight back? So normally when we see this shape, we want to think about this Hane. But then white, in this case, will probably have played across. It would have been very messy. That's why black eventually hunted outside, I guess. Okay, back to Fredrik versus Bernardis here. After a long ponder of several minutes, Davide comes up with what looks like a Tesuji. It is a very interesting move. Wow. Wow. It's either a very good move or it's a fake Suji. It certainly looks cool. I will say that. And it is hard to answer. So what are the problems here? So of course, the natural instinct here is to Hane out with Q6. To snap black in half, try to cut him up. And what is Davide's plan here? If white does that, if Fredrik plays Q6, Hane, what is Davide planning? I guess we'll get to see that. Surely he has a plan for this, because he thought for a long time before he played R6. Is he planning to play S5? I can't believe he's planning to play S5. Is he planning to play cut? So the problem I see with the cut is that white can play Atari with a star point here. If you exchange, then white get to but the shape is also problematic for white, yeah? Oof, what is this? It looks like pretty cool. Tesuji's here by black. So I think the good news for white is that white can think about sacrificing 2 stones here. For sure. But 4 is harder to sacrifice, or 3 or 4. So I'm saying like white can think about Atari and then like block on the outside. But there's even a squeeze. That doesn't look right, yeah? So what is white supposed to do? Okay, what if white Atari is outside, black goes down, and then white blocks on the inside? That works, yeah? Or no? It also doesn't work. Black turn out. Then you cannot pull out. I hope you guys can follow. I'm just talking and showing with my mouse. Discrimination on bad moves. Astarte says, what are your thoughts on Team Sweden's efforts in the league so far? Well, I mean, we knew coming into the A-league that we were like one of the weaker teams. And yeah, we haven't had that great of a run. But at the same time, I mean, we got a bit unlucky in the last game before this one. I was in Japan, couldn't play, and Fredrik for some reason had a conference, so he couldn't play. If we both have been able to play, there was some possibility we would have at least drawn with Germany, which would have been enough for us not to have to play this. So we were not the worst in the league, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, the Pandanet review, live review is shining. I know, it's crazy. I don't know how, who can we send an email to fix this? Just give us the ability to place stones on the board as observers. Is it that hard? Yeah, it would be nice. So here, I mean, but who said white can take the corner? How can white take the corner? Or you mean maybe in another part of in another game? Here. Yeah, now Fredrik is thinking. So there is also probably Atari bump and black turns out and we can play not R8. We cannot play R8 because then we get captured. But we can play maybe connect. But then black is gonna jump out. He looks dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous. So what is white gonna do here? I mean, there are other ways to sacrifice as well, I guess. But they're not very satisfactory. Like white can think about Atari like on the outside and then connect. Then the corner is big for black. Should be good for black. But if white gets sent to play around here, h5 or so, that is also very big. As I said earlier, I think black was supposed to come out here. So maybe white can try to look for center. It's valuable. Locally, it's hard to get a good shape, isn't it? Yeah. Seems Davide had a very keen sense with this move. It's a touch. Wow, interesting, interesting. So there was some downside to playing the p2, etc. So maybe that was kind of crude. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe white should have just played q4 and let black pull back and take the corner. Just solid, get all the points, and black still in danger. Yeah, maybe this was too direct. Maybe white underestimated the dangers of this combination. It's a very nice one. Yeah, indeed. Okay, Clinch. Clinch said, why not just play Q4 and P3? Yeah, because there's double Atari, exactly. So it doesn't work. I'm afraid. We cannot capture the corner. Yeah, this is also further letting us know that the P2, etc. combination is not that awesome. Because it's not a good shape really for white. Like to connect here on the first row is not that attractive when black got all kinds of forcing moves, Ataris and so on. It didn't really weaken black. In fact, it strengthened black. So it was kind of an illusion for white. Okay. Now Fredrik needs to work hard to try to salvage this. Maybe he's reading some variations. Okay, we will look at the other games in the meanwhile. Aha, so as I said earlier, there is a chance that black Atari is outside and lets white cut here. And indeed, that's what he chose to do. This variation is probably not bad for white though. I said that there was a possibility for black to play like this, but I also rejected it. In the long run, I rejected it. Black should have probably connected R5 or played S7, but R5 looks good. Then when white goes out, you can just jump and you can fight with white. Yeah, you can fight because white is weak here. So it's also dangerous for white. But this way, white simply breaks a lot of black's points, you know. The corner became pitiful, we can say. It's quite a pitiful corner. In the end game, white can always play t2, can also consider s3 and the hane make a ko. And who knows? If we have m2, maybe there will be something like s2 later. And of course, the outside punuki is not beautiful. When you have r5, r6 here, that's called a flower with a ugly thorn or whatever. And then even white can play r9 later and bully this group a little bit. Of course, now I think white should still take care of his own group because it doesn't really have that much eye shape. Of course, if white plays 0-4, it's almost already alive. But it looks attractive to Kema out to grab some control in the center, right? So it's similar to earlier. White has a good point situation here. White is leading in pure points, I believe. And if we grab control in the center, it makes sense. We can control the game to some degree. Okay, let's look at Erik's game. This looks already interesting. Yeah, so they are like battling it out. Looks like some Korean blitz. So white Hanet, and then white actually extended. This is, I think, not the best way to move out. Yeah, but I mean, it could be good. Who knows? But basically, black is threatening to cut. But he didn't directly cut. He decided to first connect and threaten the cut. And of course, the shape, white cannot avoid an empty triangle here. No matter how white wants to connect, he's gonna end up with an empty triangle right here. Boom, that's empty triangle. And then black played this tiger. I am not sure about that one. I think it could be better to Kma again on the outside. Let white play Atari and extend, and you can just came over here. The white is going to force you to make territory, while you're also getting stronger on the outside, while white still will have a bad shape. In this case, white will later peep and or maybe even peep at k3 and invade. So it's a little bit less secure, we can say. But of course, it can be bigger, this area for black, for sure. But now we can also see the power balance in the center is a bit off for black. The black made a thickness towards the left side, which is boring. The right side is more interesting, yeah? So I think I would have preferred around here to simply came out, or push is also okay, and allow white this came out, because it's not very severe. You can just make secure territory, and you will have a nice power in the center. Okay, but in the end, Erik goes for this move. I think, yeah, it's kind of interesting for sure. Kind of old school in a way. Side extension cannot be criticized too much. But probably I would say the lower right corner is more important. White can think about, as I said earlier, some invasion here. But also even just attaching at q4 is very attractive to me right now for white. So if I were black, I would have not spent this move over here. I would have probably played it over here. Or at the least, I would have played d16 instead. Trying to lean on the white shape. How was the game yesterday? Yeah, the game yesterday was lucky for me. In the early part of the game, I got to capture a huge group with a net, with a classic Tesuji. So it was, after that was huge lead, and yeah, it continued to be a huge lead throughout the game, so I won the game. Yeah, okay, let's now see how Fredrik handles. So he did some long reading, and then finally he chose this variation anyway. So we can assume that Fredrik has solved the problem in some way, because black is almost certainly going to turn at s7. And the problem that I said earlier is that you can extend out, but then black is gonna Atari at q7. White extend, Atari again outside. You can Atari and black connects. You cannot win the Liberty race. You can connect under, but black captures 3 stones, and that is pretty good for black. So I don't think that's the variation that white will go for. So instead, I'm assuming that when black turns, white will actually connect. And if he does that, black has to jump out, I think, or extend out. And then maybe Fredrik has calculated something after that. I would guess this is the situation here. But I don't know. Maybe something else entirely. Who knows? Very exciting to see here what Fredrik has calculated, because Fredrik usually plays quite fast. So in this case, he was thinking 6 minutes or so. So he was really reading something. And Fredrik is good at reading, so usually he gets it right. Shinuito, good congrats, thank you. Yeah, it's a good start for the team, but we had a loss also, and in Friday, where our second board was playing. So now it's a 2-2. So basically these 3 games, yeah, this really very exciting. Who's going to win? Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is Anton's game. Instead of came out, he decided to attach and then move out. Directionally, it's a bit questionable, I would say. But I guess he thinks that it's more center-ish. It's not really center, but now he has some follow-ups over here. He has a cut at J3 or something like that to look forward to. But directionally, it's strange. Why do we need thickness over here? I mean, Center is more important. If we can, I think. Okay, and these are all my speculations. I think if we came out, it's kind of putting pressure on black. I mean, next R9 will be huge. So it also has a center flavor. And black may try to lean on us, but then we can secure our territory. Because one other problem in white's territory is that if black is thick enough, there is an invasion at R13. There is an invasion there. There is something for black to fetch in that position. So, this direction a bit strange, but nevertheless, I think it's okay. And here black is now attempting to cut, I guess. Maybe he's thinking about Hanne. Yeah, Hanne can be an interesting cut. But probably white is just happy to capture a stone in that case. Okay, let's just check quickly, Alos. Yes, so white did indeed invade here. So now we can see the sort of, I think, the problem by playing this kind of large scale, but too large scale, where there's openness still. Yeah, if you play this way, you are trying to get this bigger, but it's also less secure. So if we had the came outside and forced white to force us to make the territory, it would have been simpler. But that's not saying that black is bad here. I'm just saying it's now there's new complications. So white invaded and attached, yeah. Okay, after that, now we are very curious to see what Fredrik is going for. Oh, he's going for this move, p6. I was just going to call it out, and then he played it. But I already did the... Oh, so that proves that I already saw it. So now the variation that Clinch was talking about, which was like cutting these 3 stones, comes alive, right? Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wonderful. Yeah, so now white is threatening Atari and connect. Of course, black cannot allow that. So black needs to consider to play either p4 or p3. He can consider also playing r8. I think r8 is an option here for black. In that case, there will be a trade. Because white cannot answer, then... Well, okay, let's start with the variation I was saying earlier. So let's say black answers locally. Let's say he plays p3 or p4. Then white can extend to r8. And now there is no risk of getting caught at q7, right? So white will capture the black stones. So it is probable that we are going to see a trade. For instance, black plays r8. White cannot afford to answer, because then black can just tarry some more times, and then black can actually connect over here, and the white cannot win a liberty race against black. So basically, when black plays Atari at r8, I believe white has to cut over here, Atari and cut. Then black can eat the 2 or 3 stones on the outside. And that will be a trade. That will basically be a trade. But I think there is... No, that's not possible. Never mind, I was going to say something. But that trade is also not so bad for black, right? To capture 3 stones outside is pretty decent. Of course, in that scenario, white has a nice juicy corner, plus white is connected, the 2 groups. So that's going to impact the fight on the left side, because white will be super thick. So that is also interesting. Yeah. The real one still asks, is this a league game? Yes, this is a league game, but this is the qualifier. So this is... The season is finished, and Sweden and Italy are on the brink of either... Italy is on the brink of going up to A-league, and Sweden on the brink of going down to B-league. So whoever wins this game will get to play the A-league next. This match. Yeah, so this was a nice Tesuji, or order of moves, rather, that Fredrik found after reading for a few minutes. And that trade might happen, but I actually personally... Ah, but also black will capture in Gotte, yeah? So if he captures in Gotte, then white also has time to add a move on the outside. It's good for white. Wow, nice one. Fredrik. Okay, good. Okay, let's just check Anton versus Martinelli, I think it was. It's really confusing. There are 2 Alessandros and 2 Davide. Yes, Anton versus Alessandro Martinelli. But here Anton was a bit generous in a way to let black connect so easily. So I wasn't expecting white to play Atari from outside. I was expecting him to cut, let black extend, and go to capture, even though black can... Um, yeah, but maybe he's afraid that black can make a call over here, or make K18. Okay, so this is why he chose this variation. Then maybe he should have played Hana on the outside, actually, here. Might have been better. I'm not so sure, but... But okay, this variation is not terrible for white. White is getting out, but black is making some serious profit. Yeah. But then black felt the need to jump out, and then white is starting to bully black a little bit with Hane. Interesting variation, because there is of course some Ataris over here, but basically black has to be careful. Yeah. Okay, so now white has a potential to play K18 later. But now, as I said earlier, there is some problem, right? There's an invasion at R13. It's much more pertinent now that black has played O14. So white has to... I hope that was the correct use of the word pertinent. Yeah, or a correct use. So white might consider defending here. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Meanwhile, let's see Alo versus Wiles. Aha. Ooh, white went a little crazy with the double Hana, I think. Usually, when you have already a stone at O3, the move you want to play is cut at R3. And that's going to give you probably a corner. Or very good outside. But when he didn't cut here, double Hane, black chose a very simple variation. Let's Atari and connect. And he's basically saying, you know, with the presence of my stones here, if you try to cut me, I'm gonna keep these two white groups separated, and it's gonna be hell for you to handle. But also for white, it's hard not to cut here, because otherwise you kind of, your invasion is a little bit silly, right? O3 can end up becoming what we call a mochikomi. Let's say if white wants to push at P5 and let black capture this O3, then the O3 M3 exchange is kind of lost, because it will affect some endgame at the end and also thickness for black. So that's called a mochikomi, when you play a stone inside your enemy. Oh, sorry, did I just close it? But yeah, quite happy to see Fredrik had found this Tesuji. Yeah, good one. And unfortunately for black, the ladder is good for white as well. And what ladder am I talking about? I'm saying that instead of R8, if the ladder was good for black, black can consider to play Q7, double Atari. And the idea would be, after white runs with two stones, you capture a stone, and now you are threatening to capture the three stones in a ladder, which is a much bigger way to capture, right? And if white directly plays the exchange, it will be much more terrible for white, because when white plays P4, black captures two stones as the answer instead of connecting it, O5. So if the ladder was good for black, in other words, if there weren't white stones here in the upper left, right now black could play Q7, I think. And that could be good for black. But unfortunately, the ladder is good for white, unfortunately for Davide. So it's not really an option. Another thing for him to consider, which I guess he is considering, is if we can play P7 Atari, and the white connects, and then we can extend out here. Again, if white goes to make the trade, we get to capture 4 stones instead, which is way better. And if white wants to answer, it's a question how to answer. Bamboo, now black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties, and black can consider answering at P4, and a liberty race would have then ensued. But I guess Fredrik has read that he is not bad in the liberty race, potentially. So in the end, we get the trade I was talking about earlier, which is a painful one for black, because it's center for white. Black cannot afford now to Tenuki, because white is going to empty triangle his way out. So black has to add a move either by Atari here or jumping. Or yeah, jumping looks decent actually, but Atari also is good. So now white can even afford to add a move, let's say around here, O14. Or if he thinks he can handle this situation over here, he can just start attacking in the upper left or play the upper side. But yes, he also returns to h5, which I mentioned earlier, as a huge move as well. So I think now white has a solid lead. I can't see this being even, because it's too painful to let white connect two groups, getting the territory in the corner and getting sent over here. Ah, very nice. Feels nice. As you notice, I will not make impartial commentary. I have my bias. I prefer, of course, for Sweden to win. Yes, thank you very much to Tennyson 418 and Timid Cat for the follows. Much appreciated. Okay, so finally, white found a nice Tesuji here potentially to kind of at least make O3 make some kind of sense, right? To squeeze the black shape. But Erik pushes through and creates cutting points in white shape. And white has no choice but to on the outside. And I guess Erik will push through again to create even more cutting points. Yeah, and the white can play Atari, and then white can play Tiger to peep, but I think white is breaking down on all fronts. This is good for black. I like black here. Also good for Sweden. Yeah. It's a hard situation for white. Now black can peacefully, patiently connect at N3. And he gets all the points here. And the white shape on the outside cannot be called thick. It has a hole at in Q6 and it has a hole at N7. It's just an awkward shape for white, while giving black secure territory. Yeah. I don't know if Erik is thinking about some options here, like, I don't know, threatening to cut first or something, but I think black can just cut here with no regrets. Personally, I think so. Okay, of course, Davide tries to run out here, but it's hard to do. White is thick here and thick over here. Black needs to really work hard here. And let's also not forget, white has some scent over here at c6. Yeah, he plays it immediately. And maybe black can go out now to f6, but it's going to be very painful on the inside than white Hanne and Tiger, for instance. Yeah, and this would have been a lot more playable in fight-wise in the local space if white's lower side group also had some risk, right? But because he connected in the trade that happened, black is running alone in the center. Only black has risk here. The white group has no risk. So this is a very wonderful situation for white. Okay, now let's see Anton Toby's game. And Anton Toby, by the way, is also a streamer on Twitch. I believe he's been a bit inactive lately, but for those of you who enjoy a thorough commentary and so on, you can always go to his channel, Anton Toby, and follow him there. He has some really nice commentary when he's at it. Yep. And here we have finally the quote-unquote punishment for black tenukiing over here. But I think the timing is off. The timing is really off because white didn't help the right side and didn't help the top. And here black is relatively light with all these stones. Black is alive in the lower right, black is alive in the lower left. So it's only some territory here. And the white's group already had become strong after attaching and extending. So this is very, very dubious timing here to cut at J3, I think. It's a very dubious timing. Like, why? Why are you doing it? Right now, if I'm black, I'm considering Tenuki right away. I mean, I'm considering invading here, I'm peeping over here, I'm trying to attack white. Black needs to attack because black is behind in territory, but why would we run this risk as white? I think white should either add some stone on the right side or add some stone to this group. Yeah. This is a bit risky, I would say. Wow. So here we have a situation where David plays c5. So normally we would love to double Hane, but in these kind of special circumstances, under these special circumstances, it's probably dangerous because black can cut on the outside and pull back, and you have to worry a little bit. But maybe he can Hanet C2 then. But I was going to get to this point. So white can instead just solidly connect. Again, because it's special circumstances. Normally, this solid connect exchanging with black extending at b7 is a big no-no. It's very, very good for black normally in the local space. But of course, in this scenario, it allows white to perfectly seal black's shape in. And I'm not so sure he's going to kill black, but black cannot live easily, can he? And black can certainly not live without first inducing thickness for white on the outside, and secondly, inducing loss in the corner, right? There's no way. But it's not even that easy to see how does black live, right? But if he wants to live, at least there's going to be a cost to be paid, and that cost is going to be great enough for white to motivate this locally bad exchange of d6 and the b7. This is sort of pragmatic play by white, you can say. Astarte666 asked me, have you noticed any new talent in the Swedish Go community lately? Well, remains to be seen. We don't have that many players that are young and that has already reached a strong level. But I saw, for instance, in the last Swedish championship, there were like three young men from Gothenburg who seemed to have a lot of passion. They were playing, and trying their best to review the games and so on and so forth. And they didn't play Go for very long, and they already had some level. We need that kind of play. We need those people who have some passion for the game. So there might be something to look out for. Unfortunately, I cannot remember their names. There is a young lady who's been playing in the Stockholm Go Club, who I think she's 18, but haven't seen her around for a while. But she's a kind of a talent. And I also know that there is a young boy who is currently studying Go in Korea. But more than that, I don't really know. I know his name, but I'm not going to mention. I guess he's trying to be a little bit secretive. Yes, the young lady I'm talking about is, of course, Nia Tiger, that lady. She's quite talented. She became stronger faster, but I haven't seen her for a while, unfortunately. Probably busy with school and stuff. And who else? There are some others, but nothing, not yet. We haven't seen somebody come up and just rush to beat Dan players and stuff like that. When I started playing Go, there was me, including myself, and another few players who we played for like a year, and then we started beating like Dan players and so on. And that was a Hikaru no Go boom, basically. And we need more of that kind of stuff. We need some people who chase each other and push each other. Unfortunately, out of that cohort, out of that group, only I keep playing actively. The other guys, they just stopped playing. But they all reached like 4 Dan before. And Fredrik kind of came a few years later, but you can say he's kind of on the tail end of that cohort. And of course, he's still playing, and he's leading the whole Swedish Go now. He's the strongest player of all time in Sweden. Okay, let's check out the games. So luckily for Anton, black is answering, even though I think it was kind of got there. But unfortunately for Anton, there's really nothing white can do here. So the sequence doesn't even work for white. In fact, it was probably Ajikeshi, right? Because before these exchanges, we can play moves like G3, even just pushing at F4 is quite valuable, or flying to G5, and so on and so forth. Now those disappeared. But okay, he wants to... What does he want to do? Squeeze? Actually, it's a little bit mysterious to me what white is trying to accomplish here. Huh? What has he been reading? Ah, he has Tesuji? F2? Is it? What? If he has F2, something like that, that would be, well, awesome, of course. So if white plays f2, the problem is black can play g2, can't he? I think Anton is chasing glory now. But the unfortunate thing is, even black, if black answers at e3 and then later g3, if white goes out to g4, the ladder doesn't work for white. So we cannot play some genius f2. But also it's not that genius, I think, because it doesn't work, I believe. Ah, but it would work. If the ladder worked, it would work. f2 would be a move, yeah? That would be glorious. No, but also black can answer e2, yeah? Yeah, so it wouldn't work anyway. So I don't know what he's doing now. Well, who knows? Okay, meanwhile, Davide plays this tiger, expecting it to be center. And then he was going to add another move or something. But white didn't even answer, but played Hane directly. It's like he's taking pity on black and saying, listen, bro, you can get out if you want. What do I care? I break a corner and everything. And the problem for black, which is a very annoying problem for black, is that even if black gets out, he doesn't have two eyes. So white can still bully him. These kind of scenarios are always super annoying. Mocha Hazushi, young and spry, yes. O Takamuku in Moko Hazushi. One is Finnish, one is Swedish. Cut off at the M line. Oh, you're talking about of the Anton game, yeah? Sorry about that. I didn't keep up. So Anton is still playing this way. So now he wants to do what? Just sack? Somehow? Oh. But I don't know what I'm missing here. Ah, what he's saying is, instead of playing f2 right away, we just extend here to g4, and we can actually play the e2, right? We can cut at g3 and then e2. Ah, but then wasn't he supposed to play L2 first so that there is no squeeze? Because now black can think about L2, white plays G3 or E2, and then later black goes to capture and lets white in a little bit in the corner. And the same goes for the outsides, can only be a squeeze if we play L2. However, if white had played L2 himself before this sequence, it would have been more powerful, yeah? It would have been almost impossible for black to stop. Huh. Anton is funny. He's finding some very kind of strange variation, messy, but somehow it may be working. That's good news. Okay. Meanwhile, Fredrik is on the warrior path. Wow, Davide is insane. After white connected here, he plays outside. Ah. But I guess he knows he's behind and he cannot stomach like white pushing here or something. But outside is crazy. I mean, your group is not alive yet. All right. I mean, there is some kind of wedge, but it's not really anything. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel very, very hopeful about Fredrik's game. Now I want to return to Erik's game for a moment. Okay, we've had some continuations. I'm not a fan of N5. N5, I think, is a symptom of thinking too much, as we say in Chinese. 想多了. He wants too much with this cut, I think. I mean, the Aji is gonna be nastier. You have less opportunity to break through the white shape on the outside after you cut. I think if you just cut at N3, you still maintain some dangerous move like N7, right? The cut is kind of strange to me. But okay, it's not a big deal. Then white, of course, is going to try to build the right side. But he cannot do so without giving something to black. And this is a great example of what he has to give. He's giving these stones. Black captures using this empty triangle. Is that correct? Normally it wouldn't be, but in this scenario, white might have messed something up, yeah? Is it? Wow, Erik, come on, bro. So, basically, if white if white bumps over here at R8, black can Atari at P7, and white connects, and black can actually play O7 and capture white. Wow. Now N5 shines all of a sudden. So this is, and now the timing is a bit awkward for white to play like, let's say, M5 or N6, because black will probably just ignore all of that and Atari out here. But it is a bit dangerous, especially with M5. I think M5 is a bit dangerous because there's some cut and connect, but it's not that dangerous for black. Okay, I like black too. So here looking good. Freda's game, of course, looking good. And Anton's game, yeah, messy. But somehow there is something, yeah? There is something here. Yeah, there's something. But the problem is you want to cut. You take your own liberty and you take the liberties of these three stones. There's a squeeze and it's messy again. I think white is considering Hanne here. Okay, he's going straight for the cut. But this is probably broken or no? A trade could appear. A trade could appear here. Yeah, so black has to go here. White will jump to e2. White will jump to e2. And black will connect at e3, I guess. And then white will cut at f2, and then black will cut through. And there's no way for black to capture the three stones that are cutting black. But he can break the left side and capture some other stones, which makes it more of a trade. And I hope white ends up in center at least. But luckily, yeah, he cannot capture. It's close. It's almost like after he connects, he can do like a super nice squeeze. But the squeeze doesn't lead to white getting captured. If black at some point earlier had exchanged like c5, this wouldn't work for white. But now it works. Okay, cool. So Anton also has good chances. So far, I'm liking Sweden's chances here. Aj. Heja Sverige, heja Sverige. I should have a flag or something over here. I don't have a flag, but I know what I have. Let me get it. So, in lack of a Swedish flag, I got the next best thing. Look at that. IKEA bag. Heja Sverige. Heja Sverige. Nice. Should have gotten some face paint or something. Someone said the smallest IKEA bag ever. It's a normal sized IKEA bag. It's just I am huge. I'm a giant. So this is, you guys don't know the scale because you only see me through the camera. Like, I'm huge. So it's a normal IKEA bag. Yeah. Ah, I'll get a color filter for the webcam. You can get some digital face paint. Okay, so Fredrik is kind of trying to simplify the game, and he's really good at that kind of stuff. If if there's a player I know personally who is very good at wrapping home a one game, it's Fredrik. So that's part of why his results are so good. I mean, there are many reasons, but he's really solid. Like when he's leading, he wins the game basically usually. Okay, so finally in the game against Erik here, Black captures the 4 stones in center. This is really valuable center. Of course, he may consider to play S9 as somewhat of a double center. Yeah, it is huge. If it becomes black center, then that's definitely great. There is some risk that white will try to find center and play H17, which is huge, or O14, which is also huge, or perhaps even invade at something like N16 because white needs it. But nevertheless, S9 is huge because it's, yeah, as I said, it's like a double center place. Yeah, really, really huge. Okay, Fredrik's game. Yeah, Fredrik is just trying to press black. He's like, I'm already leading a lot in points. You don't have more than one corner and a little bit of captures here and a little bit of points here. Meanwhile, I have a huge corner, Comey, plus some other stuff. Yeah, white is leading comfortably. How big is your Koban? Ispiro says, how come you don't play in the league? I do play in the league. I played my game yesterday because my opponent couldn't make today, and that's sportsmanship. If you can, you can abide and say, okay, I can also play one day earlier. Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, and if I hadn't won, I won my game yesterday, luckily. So if I hadn't done that, then it would have been paramount that all 3 of these games were won by Sweden. In today's game, we can afford to lose one of them. But currently, I think it looks like we are winning all of them. So that is good. Of course, in Go, things always has some volatility. Yeah, now White can really not afford here in this game to answer, I think. If he answers and lets Black have the first move on the top, it's too much. Too much territory for Black. Wow. 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 Yeah. So now, I mean, most active move would be D16, I think. But if Black just plays some old school move like G17, or even he wants to be very, very old school, but N16 or something, I think Black is good. Because White's territory cannot measure up to Black's territory, I think. Black is much more efficient. Black has corner and side territory here. Corner and side. White only one corner, and this kind of central thing is usually not good. And here is big move, of course, also. Easy to ignore. If I'm white, I'm for sure I'm playing H17, yeah. But then Black can try to just make this his territory and say, you know, all you have is this big upper left. You don't have much territory elsewhere. And probably Black is not bad. We're playing one match, but it's 5 games, so 5 boards. So we have 1 win and 1 loss. So these 3 games are all about it. Yeah, it's all about them, rather. Okay. Yeah, Fredrik's game, he pushed Black around a little bit on the left side, and then Davide, I guess he felt he didn't want to keep answering. He needs to look for an active way, so he plays R10, trying to attack white. But R10 is quite slow. This group is not that easy to attack, first of all. But also you ignore over here on the left, it's gonna cost something. I think white can even consider just bumping at C11. Why not? Seems reasonable. What else can he consider? He can consider a cut at B13. That is also a nice way. You just get a lot of profit immediately, right? If you cut at B13, Black has to basically capture that stone, you cut on the other side, and you get the corner, yeah? And then black still not finished on the left side. And if when you cut that b13 and black answers a b16, then you eat 2 stones, black needs to go live in the corner, then this group is not that nice after you play b2, and anyway, white got a lot of profit, and white can play the top. Or white can help his group. Somehow I got logged out. What happened? Okay, it's fine. Apologize. Yes, the winner stayed in the A-league. That is correct. I got kicked out of all games. Fantastic. Oh, here they are again. Now I'm in them. Okay. So, finally, black chose to connect on this side. Oh, no, no, no. What are you doing, black? What? You're gonna give the whole corner? That doesn't make so much sense to me. Funnily enough, white can even run with these 3 stones still if he wants to. But probably he wants to kill the corner, so he plays d2, I guess. It's a big profit for white. But okay, black gets thick and gets sent to attack. So again, I was calling the question the timing of the cut over here. The timing is a bit strange. I mean, let's continue to take care of our weaker groups first. Yep. And why do I say white should play d2 to kill? Because otherwise black can play d2, right? And you cannot kill. So he can consider that to kill with d2. But is there even some problem? Ay, ay, ay. So if white plays d2, and later if black plays something like e5 or c5 first maybe, then c2, c1 will become center, but oh yeah, white has one move in between, so never mind. It's not really a problem. See, d2 basically kills black very cleanly. Should be fine, I think. And thank you to Zerg78 and LJD Chess for the follows. Much appreciated. Closing in on that 540. Okay, let's check out Erik's game. Wow, black is cutting. And white is Atari from underneath. Honto? Is it gonna work? I guess it does kind of work, but there's a cost here. So black can extend out, and then white can jump, black can turn, white can connect, black cannot Hanet S16. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 black liberties, 1, 2, 3, 4 white. So white will have time to eat black. But it's very big to get both S16 and Q15 in center. It's very big. And then you kick over here and you jump, and you have a huge territory over here. And white also has a huge one. But actually, I wouldn't kick and jump. I would probably still think about playing D16 and grabbing some more profit over here. How to evaluate that trade? A corner for 60 stones on the side plus center. Well, in which game? I'm not so sure. I don't know which trade. Are we talking about Anton's game probably, right? This trade? Yeah. It is not easy to evaluate this trade. I think what you have to look at is the original position. And like compare to, you have to, I mean, you don't have to, but that's one way to do it. You can compare to what if white had just simply pushed and pushed, right? So let's say like white pushes at f4 and then later in the endgame plays l3 and black goes down. In that scenario, white has stick everywhere. But black gets a lot of points. Like black gets 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Not that many points. You know, let's say 17 to, yeah, 17 points. Right? And white is super thick and keeps the points here. And white keeps cente in that variation. And cente is valuable on this board. In the variation in the game, the trade, white is not thick anymore on the outside. In fact, black is thick. But white gets to capture the black corner, which is a big profit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. About 20 points just for the capture. And then also, I mean, that's plus in white's account. And then also you broke the black territory here. So that would be, so it's 20 points plus for white. And then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, something minus for white. So it's almost a 30-point gain in the lower left. But then black gets some point here, right? So he gets the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, let's say. About 18 points. So if you do 30 minus 18, well, I actually said the black lost about 18, so I guess white plus exactly 20 points almost, and lost the thickness and lost center. So is it worth 20 points to lose the thickness and lose the center? And I mean, that was not super exact, but roughly 20 points. Probably. Usually 20 points is worth it. In most cases. There's also a little bit extra agi for white, right? So I say white lost center, but if yeah, he has to play d2 and then black has center. But if black takes center, then means white still has some agi to pull out at g5. He can use Hana at h7. He can push at m3. So yeah, I think this is a good trade for white. This is why I say it was a strange idea for black to trade in this way. I think when blacks encounter this peep, black should have played e3, let white capture 3 stones, but in the process, black can capture these 3 stones, and black will be alive in the corner and break the white territory over here. That would have kind of made sense, I think, personally. And it would have been a pretty nice variation, because you get to squeeze white shape a little bit and then capture the 3 stones. But okay, so now I like white, but the big question mark is when white kills the corner, black is gonna grab center to try to attack white on the top, on the right side, and he's gonna go all out to try to kill something or get big compensation. But probably it's fine for white, so I like white. Yeah, I do. And also here, I like white. I think Fredrik now is just considering how to wrap up the game best. What are his options here? He's probably reading some stuff about this group. And the top area is very huge if white gets to play there first. Yeah, stuff like this. Yep, interesting. In Erik's game, yeah, Erik is also taking some time now to think. How to continue here. So I'm doing a quick count in my head if somehow we get this scenario where white basically keeps most of the points in the upper left and black keeps all of the points in the top here. Well, if black can be happy in such a scenario. So white would have maybe 55 points in that scenario, including Komi, and black would have like 60 plus. So it seems black is for sure leading. So I think he's just considering what's the best way to play the end game and so on. It's a bit painful to play the kick and jump because white can grow this like in a sort of unquantifiable way. Probably in reality he can't because there's so many holes in the left side that black can easily reduce and invade. But it might be instead of grabbing the top here, black may try to, yeah, as I said earlier, invade, maybe play d16 or something else. That might be an easier path to victory actually. But even if black uses h15, old school came a cap, it may be good enough for black. But first he probably should play r12 and try to get s16 in center, whatever. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe he's reading if white can fight back strongly somehow. Then he doesn't want to use that. He wants to save. So that's what he's trying to read something there, I guess. What happened here? I'm offline again. Oh, really? That's why everybody's thinking so long? Okay, I see, I see. I thought everybody was stuck thinking about games. Thank you for that. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be, this is fun. I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Everybody has played a lot of moves. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know about that. All right, great. Well, that's good. We had some extra time to speculate before they play their moves. That's a kind of good, isn't it? So I opened just now, open Anton's, and let's open Eric's as well. I was wondering how they all get stuck on thinking about the same situation, same time. I didn't even consider that. That was a weird coincidence. Yeah, Pandanet has a nice feature, yeah, where it lets you like meditate a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so Erik actually followed my advice, right, to attach and invade this in this way. So great. So actually, all the things I was pondering. So I was saying extend and this, and you get this beautiful Hane in center, which is super valuable. And yeah, later you get this and this in center. I mean, this is great sequence for black. And now, yeah, black could consider like attach or cap, but as I said, I would attach in the corner, and that's what Erik did as well. And then when white goes out, black attaches here, right? And the Hane here, and then now black invades here to try to attack white. This invade is a little bit brave because your group can theoretically get attacked here. But in reality, I think it's fine for black. Yeah, black can fight like this. And I like black's chances here. Black definitely looks better to me than white in this scenario. Right now, white's territory is very inefficient on the right side. And in left or upper side is going to shrink a lot after this fight. And meanwhile, black still has a lot of efficient territory in both upper and lower right corner. Okay, so far we're caught up. Okay, let's check out Fredrik's game. How did Fredrik decide to answer to the jump? Here we got some time to ponder it. And yeah, he started attacking by pushing first. Okay, very basic, and turning. So he's saying like, listen, bro, I am going to connect over here and try to kill this group of yours or attack it, and you have to take care of this group here. So yeah, black is trying to cut white back, and white jump out, and white bamboo, and yeah, black goes to live in the corner. What's funny here is that white can actually save this stone in a ko. So it's still not that clean for black, actually. But of course, white first is going to bump here, block here, and try to seal black in. Yeah, and now white's starting the ko, and he's going to use attacks on this upper left group as his ko threats. Yeah, this is really dangerous for black. This ko is actually basically about the whole group's life, right? Black cannot live without this winning this ko. So it's like a direct ko for black's life. And Davide is in big trouble here because there's not that many good ko threats. Like even pushing to go out is a kind of a dubious ko threat because maybe white will ignore, and when you go out, white can still seal you in, right? So this is really good for Fredrik, yeah. Yeah. And this kind of ko is part of the reason why this shape in white in lower left is not so good for black. Usually we cannot ignore this Hane for this reason. This is good shape for white. Yeah. Okay, and now Anton's game, yeah, which has also progressed a lot. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize. Thank you so much for whoever told me. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, in this game, after white played here, black turned. White did indeed turn to eat the corner, and black Hane. So yeah, black is kind of capturing the stones and maybe eyeing a little bit of Adzi on the outside. There's a cut. And there is something like a squeeze or something, right? So, but white sees, okay, it's not dangerous in the direct situation because I'm winning every liberty race. So let me ignore and play this schema. Finally, white plays this schema that I wanted him to play 100 years ago. Okay, so now white is grabbing control in the center finally, but this invasion is indeed happening, which I have been lamenting. And black kind of chose... okay, he chooses this variation, but it means... yeah, white captures everything and is totally fine on the right side, totally fine on the bottom. The big problem for him is that black has some squeeze on the outside, and he will get thick and attack the top group. So this is what we have to worry about as white in this scenario. Black can jump here and squeeze white and peep over here and try to attack white in a big way. But probably white should be able to handle. It's not that easy to kill such a group. He has a lot of center, or not center, but forcing moves, and that's quite a lot of space. So it's not that easy. But yeah, we start with the peep and then try to, yeah, seal white in. That's what black will try to do. Okay, let's go back to Erik's game. In Erik's game, yeah, this happened. Attach, peep, connect. Erik is playing very strong. He's playing like, he's not backing down from any fight. And I think he's doing very well in this game. Even though this is a bit painful. Actually, I'm a bit... I don't know about this connect, actually. Now black probably should jump out and save the connect for later. Like, if black jumps out here and lets white cut, and then black gets the first mover advantage in this fight, black should be satisfied. Because black is attacking these 3 stones, broke the left side, and grab control. Now, the problem with this move is you're getting cut. And that saves the white stones on the left, so your invasion is quite weak. In fact, now this move here, I don't know, now my coordinates are gone as well, I'm sorry about that. Now this C12 is what we call mochikomi again, right? It's like you played C12 for E10 exchange as a huge minus in points if you don't have any use of this stone, right? And there's not much easy to attack the black on the top. But okay, if black can escape comfortably, at least he broke all of white's corners, so that's still good for black, and I still think black is leading. Yeah, here black is playing double hane, but that is not center. It's painful for white to get squeezed, but now white has the chance to add a move in the center. Yes, it's so tempting to turn here, but I mean, black should have attacked. Now white can defend, and white doesn't have problems after that, right? Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, let's see Fredrik's game. The co continued, and let's see the co-threats after here. Black connected, white captured. Black used co-threat in the lower right. White answer. This is kind of flower viewing co though for white. White cannot lose much in this co, a little bit of points in the corner, that's all. But black can lose his whole group, so white can answer almost every co-threat. And he does so. And then he has more co-threats here. Yeah, Fredrik is strong, eh? Fredrik is strong. Yeah, too strong. Looking good for Sweden. Heja Sverige, da, 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 da. Heja Sverige, da, 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 da. Yeah, mochi is tasty, that's true. Mochis are tasty. Yes, I need to turn on coordinates in all the games. Pandanet just nerfed me. Wow, so Anton played turn, and the black didn't dare to Tenuki, so black connected. So now he has a center to fix the group in the center. How can black compete point-wise if black doesn't kill something? Look at the left, and the lower left is too many points for white. Yeah, I love Sweden's chances right now. Okay, so Erik is moving out with some attach. Interesting choice. Does it work? I guess it does. But white can play e15, I believe. But it's a bit dirty. But if he plays like this, then it's fine. I guess black will just pull back, similar to the what I was saying here earlier. So the only big question mark for me in this game is if white gonna get to play like this h10 and then try to attack this black group. That can always be annoying, right? And then kind of have a split attack on two groups at the same time. Okay, Fredrik's game. Oh yeah, black answers. Okay, black actually decided to use the center first before answering. But it's so painful for him. Because white still has code threats around here. Fredrik is giving us a master class right now in how to also just dominate your opponent. Jakagosses jävla svenska. That's a bit rude, isn't it? Does Kim Johansson ever play for the Pandanet team? I think he might have played one season or so, but I don't remember. This season he doesn't play. He may be on the roster. Bortros says Sweden is doing well even without their best player. Oh yeah, who is their best player? Hopefully we are doing very well. Okay, so Anton started his saving attempts here with the K18. Got it in center. So he can play N17 to make I shape, or he can jump out. Probably L13 looks reasonable to move out to make some I shape. This group is not that strong. It's surrounded by black, so he needs to be careful. Indeed, he needs to be careful. But yeah, he can also play some funky move like M17, and that pretty much threatens to live, so he's not going to die. And if he doesn't die, then where are black's points? Black's points are very, very, very small compared to the white points. Okay, let's look at Erik's move. So Erik is using some funky techniques, I guess, to try to get out. It's a bit messy, to say the least. It looks crude. It doesn't look correct, but even so, it's fine, I guess, for black. He's not going to get killed. He really is thinking about Hanne here. Then white can Atari here, and if we play Atari here, white captures 2 stone, we capture 1 stone. Should be good enough for black, I guess. So probably Hanne works then. It's a little bit painful though, because white can also get play f15 first. Bit painful. Okay. So, okay, in the end, Anton chose this move to try to make I shape. Fair enough. That's tight for points, getting more points and destroying points at the same time. Black is using this center. That's black's right. White will capture. And here, black can peep. White can answer. Black can locally can kill white, but... Or can he even do that? Maybe, yeah, it's a co-locally. So it's not really in danger for white. So I like white's chances here. White is leading, I believe. Now black will only be able to try to attack this group. Or some magically way make a ton of points in the center, but that looks hard. Looks good, looks good. Yeah. Oh, Ko is finishing over here. What did black play that white ignored? Let's see. White captured, and black just played the Kema here as the code threat. White captured. So there's a trade here, where black is saying that he's kind of capturing white on the right, and white is capturing the left. There's a huge difference, of course, is that white has captured black cleanly. This black group is just captured. Meanwhile, the stones on the right are not cleanly captured. But Davide does not have time to add a move, so he needs to play here to try to say, in a way, that I can grab the whole upper and right side. Of course, this is not very realistic, but when you're behind, you need to play as if anything is possible. And Now white is probably going to find some way to either simply reduce, or he's going to even launch a rescue mission for the right side stones, I believe. But even some move like N13 looks interesting, because you can basically force black to commit to one side and you can break the other side, something like this. And there's even point potential for white in the center. Indeed, white's Kema in the center may be sent for these black stones survival. And if it is, it means that white has a lot of potential to grow in the center as well. So even then, it looks like cool to play something like N13 or whatever, right? Yeah, let's see what Fredrik will do here to wrap this. But definitely white is leading. So, but maybe if you go N13, again, it will be too deep and black will try to kill everything or something. Maybe there's too much risk in there. I don't know. Shouldn't be too risky though. Yeah, Davide has the X wing on the lower side. Yes, I had this exact shape in my previous stream, right? This X wing, Space Invaders. But okay, that's not Star Wars, I guess, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Finally, black gets to use this peep. But black can play M70. I mean, I feel like N18 was a bit risky, but it's not really that risky, I guess, for white. Should be okay, and even this attack, white should handle. What's nice for white is, like, for instance, M3, M2, and L4 is like it's all sent there. So white has good shape and can block here. White is easy to make eyes. Yeah, for sure. Easy. Okay, let's go back to Erik's game. So finally, Erik decided to crudely play the Atari. I guess he was afraid that he doesn't have time either to go out, but how does he want to move out? Tiger? It's a bit crude, yeah? Black is kind of making a mess here. Now for sure, C12 is a mochikomi. C12, E10 exchange is a big minus, yeah. Huge minus, actually. So, a bit painful. But I still like black, because black broke the whole upper left. And yeah, just has more points than white. White needs to work hard now to try to catch up. Okay, Anton defense. Fredrik. So here we go. Now let's see what Fredrik went for. Wow, Fredrik went for this move? Honto? What? Oh. He must really feel that he's ahead. So clearly he was a bit worried that maybe black will play e15 and cut the white shape, or even just black is gonna play at g17 and it's big. But this looks very strange. This is a sus move, isn't it? You have this huge wall and now you want to play this small Kema? What? What? Okay, I guess, yeah, he must have feared e15 or something. Okay, surprising. Okay, but then he kind of goes, "Oh well, whatever. Let you have your Moya. I'm gonna invade now and destroy it." But see, the problem is I was mentioning that he has a lot of potential in the center, but that's kind of going away now. Of course, he may not need that to win. He has a lot of territory anyway, and he just might be enough for him to break black's territory. But why not break it and build at the same time? It seems very slow to play g17, etc., and help black so much. A bit surprising, I would say. Yeah, so Gadinta said Fredrik is playing too safe. I should get worried. But he is pretty good at winning by a small margin instead of really winning the game like big time. Thank you to the Heart Changer for the follow. I'm glad you had a change of heart. Yeah, indeed. I mean, white is kind of playing a bit softly, but yeah, it should be okay if he can just settle some group on the right side. Black's territory is too small to outweigh this huge kill in the lower left. So should be okay. So in the end, black peeps here, white answers. This one I was the least afraid of because I think white, even if black somehow can steal white here and not give white an eye on the outside, white can make 2 eyes by playing L18. So I believe, if I'm not totally mistaken. Maybe local he cannot make it by playing there. He needs to play L19 maybe then. Yeah, maybe. Is that also not alive? But that was if black can seal in without giving white an eye on the outside. That looks hard actually. But he will try. For sure he will try. Yup. A bit risky. Okay, so in the end, Alo is getting out with Tiger. And yeah, he's probably gonna make the artificial flower, the plastic flower power for at least an hour. And why not? It's fine. I think it's fine for black. This flower is basically sent out, otherwise Atari. And then you're out and you can play freely. Do whatever you want. You're leading. Looks good for black. Look at this sneaky guy, huh? Martinelli. He is using a very huge anti-center. And if this is somehow black's center, it's gonna be sad. Because that was really white's right at some point, right? Push, 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 and break a lot of points and so on. But it kind of turns into black center. That's difference in points already. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points difference. And also thickness. It's 9 points difference, I think. And also difference in white's thickness. So if that was a double center, 9 points and thickness, I mean, that is too big, eh? M3 was good for black. Why? This could be the typical kind of move that can turn a game. But I don't think so. Again, I think if white is alive, white is winning. If black's lower side is nowhere near as big as white's left side. And the black's top is nowhere near as big as white's. I mean, yeah, white is just winning. If he's alive everywhere. So Alo finally makes the artificial flower. Great. Good idea. He's out and he's alive. But now maybe he will take care of the top somehow to be safe. Get some points up there too. I think he's thinking of playing J17 actually. Kind of somehow saying that white is not 100% alive, right? If you play J17, maybe white will wedge or Atari and connect, and then you can even came out here and let white out, but white is not yet alive. Yeah, probably J17 is a move. But he starts with this move. It is a very big move for sure. For sure. It ruins a lot of Aji for white. And it's not center, but it has some follow-ups. But of course, white is not going to answer. White is going to try to create chaos and attack this group, maybe attack these 2 stones, etc. Yeah. A little bit dangerous. Okay. Yeah, black is still looking for chances. There is something like crosscut maybe, but it's not so interesting to break through here when you kill the corner. Okay, in Fredrik's game, Fredrik is making the, what is it, a kite formation or whatever they call it? The lantern formation, maybe, some kind of very interesting little box, matchbox. Is he playing too softly? I mean, he's giving black a huge top and right side. Okay, I'll do some counting. Let's count black's top and right side first. So I count after this move about 63 points for black. The top and the right side. Maybe a bit more, 65, let's say. And then black also alive on the left side with 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And alive on the bottom with, let's say, like 3 points. So about 70. At best, black has 75 points. That is a little bit of a stretch. I don't think he'll get 75 points, but let's say at best. What about white? Let's count the left side first. It's like 40 points there. Maybe 10 to 15 on the top, 10 maybe, 15. Yeah, so 55. Plus the lower right, 65. Oh, no, not 65. It's like 72. Okay, not counting prisoners, white is already leading by some points. And then white also has 4 more prisoners and some more central potential. So it really depends if this central group of whites can be attacked. But other than that, I think white is just leading anyway. Yeah. Yeah, and there's some danger for the X-Wing, exactly. There was always danger for the X-Wing, but I was surprised that he didn't use it right away. Like, I would have just came at K7 earlier and just try to make a huge moyo in the center. Like, you get a lot of points for white. Like, even now, the forcing black to jump to K7, are you gaining or losing points from that? I mean, yes, G2 is worth points, but K7 would have been worth points. If you play K7 in center and then you play J11, right? If right here, white's K7, let's say it's center, black plays G2, and you play J11, you get a huge territory in the center and safety for your group. It's bigger than whatever's going on with G2, right? A bit surprised by this way of play from whites. But I think white is fine as long as white doesn't get captured here. But you see now white has to take care of this group somehow and won't have any points around here. This is the sad part around the center. Originally, white had a lot of potential there, but it kind of disappeared. Okay, let's look at Anton's game. What happened? Yeah, this was the idea I was talking about earlier. Yeah, white is not really worried about a cut at c5 since, of course, white can easily win the liberty race against the stones in the corner. But black saved some stones. Still cut. Cutting is sent, I guess, though. Otherwise, black will play c2, yeah? So, white has the answer. Can play b2, probably. It's the best way to capture quickly. Yep. And now black is trying to make potential in the center, I suppose, while also attacking white. It's getting a little bit closer, but I still like white. White has about 50 plus points with Komi, including Komi, in this game. And black doesn't. So white is leading, but yeah, it's kind of closer than it should be, I think. So we can shift in the end game for sure. Some unexpected territory can happen for black in the center. Okay, yeah, as expected here, when black played a very greedy n6, white is now trying to cause chaos here, attacking this group, attacking that group, and so on. Black's center group, this group, Locally, yeah, it has one eye on the left. He took an eye there and got there for some reason at some point. That was a bit strange choice. Wait, so he went attach and then go to live with this group. And then here, he wants to save the stone. But actually here black should, okay, maybe it's fine. So he saves the stone, he gets an eye. Now white is attacking these stones. Yeah. Yeah, and N6 was really out of pocket, yeah? You shouldn't go fishing when your house is on fire. Right now, black should get the advantage here. You know, maybe Kama in the center or something and just control the game. It would be good for black. Okay, now it's a little bit muddier. This turn, black has to be careful. Like, white can wedge. If Atari and black cannot connect, as wedge and die, maybe. So, okay, but should be okay for black still. But yeah, white can also extend, and then black has to live, but the living comes with some threat. Yeah, it should be okay for black. But still, there's a cut here. It's a bit, I don't know. Why create this risk, huh? Okay, let's look Fredrik's game. Okay, Fredrik decided to Kama here. Fredrik is a bit aggressive now. He wants to maybe attack black. Is he going to cause an upset here? Oh dear. Sugadin said, will be funny if Sweden loses. You bastard. Sure, it'd be nice to play in V-League, but... Why did Fredrik play this direction? It's so strange. Like, the M7 area is boring. Nobody wants to get points around there. But the K7 area is interesting, right? Just play K7, you get so much better shape. Yeah, I didn't like this one. Now it's a bit shady for the white shape. It's kind of broken. He almost has to play K9. I mean, okay, he can connect with M8 and it's okay probably. But again, he didn't get any kind of potential around here, which is kind of sad, right? You're supposed to have that when you have this wall here. Okay, but still, probably white is good. Anton Toby, what happened? Oh snap! He's getting attacked over here, and black goes here, and he got scared, or he thought this was bigger, and he played here. Oh gosh, gosh dang it! Okay, white is fine. White is alive here, but black can maybe get B18 in center. It's a humongous. I don't know. All the games are coming into like a muddy water. I don't like it. They were going so well. Well, you never know. Okay, see, now he's getting cut here. Oh, snap. It's almost like he's trying to kill the X-Wing. It's like too tantalizing. He's like, I can't not kill the X-Wing. I have to kill the X-Wing. But he cannot do that now anyway, so he needs to take care of his center group first. I suppose he can push and cut with J11 or something now. Try to get a little bit of profit in the center. Something like that. It's not so good. Nothing's good for white here now. What is this? It's a broken shape, yeah? This is, by the way, how I lost to Davide also. I had, not quite exactly, but I had a lead as well, and then I just couldn't resist trying to, like, kill something, and then I just got, or save something, and then, yeah, I got caught in a Byoyomi. He was in his last Byoyomi too, I think. Painful, painful memories. Okay. In this game, yeah, black connected. Black is still like kind of slowly looking at how can I kill this white group. Actually, if black plays M16, or does he not even have to play M16? Yeah, he has to add them. White should be fine. Now white is breaking a lot of the potential territory for black in the center. It was so painful that he got m3 and sent eh? That was so white, Sente. Come on now. Come on. Ooh, he goes for b18. He's not afraid of dying on the top. But it can die, can't it? It doesn't have the second eye. Yeah, this is Sente, and then... Oh my god, is he gonna die? I can't watch. Please don't die. B18 was greedy. This exchange maybe wasn't necessary for black, but okay. It's dangerous. Danger. It's very dangerous indeed. The group doesn't have two eyes. Yeah, we can play, I don't know, O18 to go for the kill. Or M16 maybe. But O18 looks good. Scary for white. Jeez. White is brave, yeah, very brave. Fine line between brave and crazy. Yeah, it's called brazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's look at Erik's game here. So white goes out finally, which is a cent. If black doesn't answer, white's gonna play here and kill. Right, so black has to answer. But probably white can't do anything catastrophical here in the center. White can try, but first white has to play J17, I guess. So after that, black blocks, then white jumps. White jumps right away. Maybe black can think about cutting. But you cannot cut anyway, because you get cut back, so never mind. But maybe black play J17 is still big, though. And then black has to run out. Black lost the territory on the top. This is the painful part. This is the really painful part, yeah? Now the point balance is not the same anymore. Because he gave some points on the left to destroy the corner. But he also needed to keep some points on the top. Yeah. There's also cut at 014. Oh no, this is turning kind of. So white did cut here, push and cut here. But it is a bit of a broken shape. I can't watch. How they can't all just turn around. Fredrik seems confident here. But why so confident? What? Okay, black cuts with the empty triangle. White has to defend the double Atari or no? White cannot go out here, then double Atari is functional. So white defends the double Atari and then black captures. And now white is cut. And there's also a net to capture here. Oh, I can't watch. What are they doing? Oh my gosh. I think Fredrik is still thinking about killing the X-Wing. That's the thing. Maybe Fredrik is so calm and cool that he's like, don't worry, if I just block over here later, the X-Wing is gonna die. Hopefully Fredrik's got this. Oh no. Anton. You forgot about your group? Or you have read something I didn't read here? What did he read? So after black blocks, what can white do? Ah, he can play J19 maybe. Is that a ko? But it's not a ko, it's clean. Ah, and he cannot play L18 because we can play M19. Ai, 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 acco via. Acco via. Ah, okay. Hopefully it will be fine somehow. I look devastated because all the 3 games were going so well and they all ended up in some big risk. I don't want that. Okay, let's see what Fredrik's doing here. Ah, how did Fredrik get to connect everything? Wait. Ah, because black got scared of dying with the X-wing. So white connected. If black captures the 2 stones, white can block maybe and kill the X-wing. So black is connect, white connects, black captures. So white is safe now finally. But didn't really get any points in the center, which is kind of pitiful. But probably he's leading now. Just needs to play a good endgame. You can still bully the X-wing to some degree. There is something like a L6 and block on this side, yeah? So maybe turning at J7 is center, or he should block here first. Anyway, Fredrik, I think, is still winning for sure. Anton, well, it's not that clear here how black can make sure that white doesn't get a second eye. There is a lot of space, and his black shape is a bit dubious as well. Hopefully, white can find the second eye here. Let's look at Alo's game. So Alo got his territory wrecked, but still fighting. He's breaking a lot of white's territory as well. Let me do some counting in this game. Gosh, N6 was so out of pocket. Black has pretty much like 45 points only. Lost so much on the top. But on the other hand, white really doesn't have that much. Yeah, white is something like 40 plus. So I think black is still leading, but... Oh no, but you know what? Now black is in danger because even he can connect in the center, there's a cut at J9, right? Black has to take care of his top group, isn't it? He needs to play M18. But white can play maybe... Okay, black should be fine. But there is a cut in the center. There's a lot of points in there. White can play F8. There's a lot of questions here in the end game. It's not at all a done deal for black here. It was easier to play in other ways earlier, I think. Okay, let's see if Anton is gonna find an eye, please. Please, Anton. If he pushes now, that's a ko, right? I was gonna say, like, if he pushes in the Tenge, and black goes out, then he can connect, and it looks connected, I guess. Maybe not. But if black Ataris, white can play Atari as a ko. Ko would have been no... Nah, but there's no ko threats pretty much, even to live almost. So he decides to do the double tiger. But I will double pip you, of course, right? Or can I turn even? Oh my goshness. No, turning. Maybe white can block. Yeah, but then it's still a fake eye, yeah? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. White needs to play, I guess, F10 now, right? And then... Ah, it's working. I think F10 lives. I'm not totally... Ah, there can still be a ko, perhaps. But here, you cannot play here, can you? What if I peep? Or are you saying the peep doesn't work because I can push through? Ah, because I can push through and eat the peep. Smart. Anton is smart enough. Long anticipated eye reveal. Oh, you mean my eyes? You know, guys, speaking of that, the glasses and the eyes, I'm having surgery on Sunday. No, on Monday next week. And then maybe I won't wear eye glasses again. Okay. Now, yeah, I see it. I see his point. His point is that the peep doesn't really work as white can push through. He's going to do it. Thank you. Thank you to the heavens. Yeah, white is gaining safety here. And black only gets to eat something small in the center. But lost some points here and also here. So now I like white again. Whew. Good. Excellent. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, white can connect by turning here. So it's no problem. Okay, good. And what about Alo? Ah, snap. What happened? He get caught? Oh, no. Ah, he played Atari and white ignores it. Wow, what the heck? So, white plays this cut through. White goes here, white push through. White connects, black here. Then black plays this Atari. Wanting center, and then white didn't give him center. Okay, but then it's a ko. It's a ko. It's playable, I guess. Okay, let's check out Fredrik. Fredrik's alive and everything. He's kind of wrecking some of black's territories. And yeah, it's an endgame. How did black get H18 first? Wait, what? Because white played here. Oh. And then black at H18. Whoa. Dude. Oi, 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 oi. Okay. But Fredrik plays Tetsuji. Konto? He's genius? What? What is this? Tetsuji? What's this Tetsuji, mate? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful Suji. Let me take a picture of that Suji, man. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. I was nodding off there for a second and I missed this incredible Suji. Yeah. Oh my god. This Suji is... it's not that he doesn't think it's okay. He just sees that it's working. Because Fredrik is that strong. So look how beautiful this is. So if black plays Atari on the left side, white pulls out. And now there's a cut at H16 and there's a cut at H13. Right? I guess. Unless black can do no. And if you Atari on the right side, white pulls back. Right? You have to connect somehow. But no matter how you connect, there's going to be some gain. But actually, I guess that's the best way. Black Atari's right side and then he... No, wait. No, 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 no. Then he connects this way, and then white peeps at L16 and breaks the top. So maybe black can play solid connect. That looks decent, but then we can still play L16 and break the top. And black, yeah, this is such a... Ooh! Hot! It's a hot Suji. Yeah. Just K15, let destroy a little bit of the top. It destroys like... No, it's not like that, because after you play here, Atari, white goes here, you connect, white peeps, you connect, white pushes through. He's not just destroying the top, he's killing the whole black, basically. If black wants to live, he needs to jump K18 and let white play L18. The whole top is broken. That's a huge, huge gain in the end game. For sure, it's good enough for white. Oy, 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 oy. Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so now Davide is getting creative. Try to fix it in some kind of active way. White could potentially just answer by pulling back, but I think white might push, cut here now. Looks decent. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. But this should be something good for white. Okay, let's look at Anton. Anton is alive. Blacks didn't get any compensation, really. He didn't get nothing for chasing white. In the scenario here, when white lived, black tries to turn here to kill the stones. White gets this bump in center. Black captures. Okay, he captures 3 stones, which is not that big. And he bullies this group a little bit, but just a little bit. He gets first in the upper right. White saves the stones, which is very big because you are threatening also a cut or something like Anna here. So yeah, I think now Anton is winning. This move is center, but it's kind of also not center because you're forcing white to connect here, which is breaking your territory, right? Okay, so then you have to block afterwards. And then white can break the center. Or the lower right. I don't know what's bigger. Looks good for white anyway. But I'll do a quick count just in case. Including Comey, white has about... And prisoners, white has about 48 and a half. Black... Oh, maybe also 48. Close game. Will come down to the end game. Who got the better end game? Who? Yeah, T3. Black will ignore it. Use some center around here. And then black will probably try to seal the center as big as possible with N9. That's a big seal. Much like a walrus, like a big seal. Still close game. Maybe black is leading, huh? Maybe I miscounted it. Ay. Okay, Fredrik's game. Yeah, his Suji is coming alive here. He just played this Hana even more powerful way. Then cut and then, yeah. Dangerous for black. Really dangerous. But okay, black can connect, white connects. Black is already connected on top, I guess. And then black can capture here and alive, yeah? Or he's not alive, maybe. I don't know. He is alive, though, in that scenario. But then white to push and block in center, so... Yeah. Still gain. Should be enough. Okay, here black force white to capture. So is black actually leading here? Let me count one more time in my head. Hard to count, huh? It really depends on the center. S2 is not bigger than the center, bro. If black plays N9, it's gonna be huge. White should have jumped in the center, right? Instead of S2. S2 is big also, but close game. Maybe a little edge to black. I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know what about like C18 and S6 and stuff like that. How to count is hard. Okay. So I think Fredrik is doing fine. He's using some... Ooh, he found this Tesuji too. So he's threatening to cut black in here, and he's threatening to cut black over here. Looks dangerous for black. So Fredrik is doing fine, I think. Anton is kind of close. What about Erik? The ko. We didn't even follow the ko. So much fun stuff. We missed it. After Fredrik's Tesuji. Capture, Atari, capture. Black used connection as the threat, and white ignored, and black connected. Okay, then black got away pretty easily here. Since now he has kind of Minieri connection in the center. And he keeps his points even. Even forcing white to live small in the upper side. Using some Tesuji here. Can get even first to G3. Wow. I think Erik is winning now. I think Erik is winning. Because he lives cleanly on the top. With some points. And he gets first to B9 and the G3. I think Erik is winning. We only need 2 of them to win. Wow, white block here and even give black this one. Okay, unless Erik somehow dies here, but he cannot die, I think, because he can connect here. Ah, but there's a cut over here. I don't know. Damn it. Okay, Fredrik is cutting. Yeah, Fredrik won by resign. Davide resigns. Wow, what a game. What a game. I save it as SGF. Nice, Fredrik. I write to him. Gratis. And the other 2 games still exciting. This is the part. Yeah. It's still exciting. We need to see here. Anton's game is coming down to endgame. This endgame is... Somehow he got S2 in center. Yeah, that's a big center. S2 is a big center. And then he got to push through here as well. Sure. Now he's using this move. Yeah. He got this one in center too. Now he's gonna jump in the center. I think Antoni's got this now. He got too many things for free in the center, in the end game. Wow. Sasu. Freda is doing well. He jumps first in the center. I think this is really important. Now I think good chances. Still, it's unclear. Black is gonna has chance to capture. That's 2 stone. But he got D19 in center. I wasn't expecting that. He got to push through with F6, etc. And he jumps first in the center because S2 was center too earlier. Yeah, should be the turning point. Would be the end game in that case. Okay, what about Erik? Erik is being attacked here, harassed. And Erik is being attacked to a point where he didn't dare to answer B4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So he thinks he's ahead anyway, maybe? Because he did get F2 and E2, which are huge moves. So the fact that he loses B3 is maybe okay as long as he's alive. Maybe. But is he? He's not quite connected. Okay, he can bamboo here, obviously. And then if you try to cut me Atari, I cut each your 2 stones. So yeah, he is connected. He's alive. And white needs to spend a move to capture the B3 stone. But there aren't that many big moves. But yeah, there are some big moves maybe in the center. What is this? Oh, but this doesn't change anything. White can just answer with empty triangle / bamboo. White is still fine. I mean, black is fine. Sorry. I used the wrong color. It's too exciting for me to go to bed. I need to go to bed. It's so late. But I cannot. I have to keep watching. Somehow... Wow. Black judge, the block at S6 is bigger than the capture at T2. It isn't, I think. I think capture the T2 would have been bigger. So it feels like black has made a series of endgame mistakes. And that is a good sign. This may be center, yeah, white should answer, but white can answer like this. Including Comian prisoners, white has like 50 plus. And black. Black doesn't have 50 plus. Now I feel confident. Anthony's winning. Okay, good. Oof, that one's closer. And I also think Erik is doing well because he got F2 and E2. Yes, he has to give away the B3 stones, which is painful. But on the other hand, he will get sent to here if you want to eat that stone and get all the other big points. I think we might sweep it. Yeah, Erik is leading. I think we might sweep it, guys. I mean, tonight's 3 games. We can't sweep since we have 1 loss already, but... I hope. I really hope. That is the truth. Yup. Yeah, I mean, the Eric's game is clean. It's gonna be wrapped in his favor. Lovely stuff. What is white doing now? Giving away 3 stones? What? Is he saying he has a funky squeeze or something? What? White is giving 3 stones. For sure Erik is leading now. Okay, so there's like a shortage of liberties. Erik doesn't even care. Good choice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Crush. Nice. For sure. For sure. Nice. Yeah, White started playing some nonsense in time pressure, I think. And actually ended up losing points. But there is some, what is there, a squeeze here? But there isn't, since White hasn't connected a P16 yet. So there's nothing. White is just dreaming. And Erik has enough time to like read this properly and make sure that, okay, I can connect. So he's good. Anton, I think, gained enough in the endgame to win, yeah. Black's endgame was super slack. Anton has practiced a lot of endgame, actually. He often practices endgame at the Go Club and discuss endgame, this, that. So he should be able to play the last part of the endgame well as well. Ah, feels good. Feels good, man. Oh, Erik is going on the warrior path now. He's like, hey, let me just use Tetsuji and break his soul. We are not enough just to win. We want to break his soul. Break his spirit. It's reasonable. It's a reasonable choice. Play the spirit breaker. Nah, it's actually just a good move, obviously. It's very nice, Tetsuji. Cool. Cool. Sure win for sure, yes. Oh, I can't believe we're still in the A-league. Can't believe it. Thank you to Mr. Past. You've been rated. Oh, yo, that was 30 minutes ago. I missed it all. I was too much into the games. Thank you so much to Deepodiba for the follow, and thank you to Shestin Trochin for the follow. Much appreciated, guys. We literally reached the follower goal with that one. So now we have 540 followers. Pretty good, pretty good. Inching our way up to 1,000. Inch by inch. Okay. Yeah, he connects here. He could connect a D12 in center if he wants, but this is kind of center too. Erik is not going to lose this one. He's not going to misread these things. Yeah, he's got enough liberties. He needs to just connect now. He can connect M19 even. I saved 2 stones. Ah. Oof. But this is center, so... Yeah, good timing actually. This is center for sure. Oh, he scared me there. I thought he missed something. I thought he missed. He has shortage of liberties. That was a raid from yesterday? No, man. Mr. Pass raided me 30 minutes ago, dude. I just missed it. Or what? Yeah. Don't trick me. I'm fragile, okay? Do I have any background on the Swedish players? Well, what I can tell you, the ones we are watching right now, the background I can tell you is that, yeah, as I mentioned, Erik was a 3-dan or a 2-dan when I started playing Go 20 years ago. And he has been around for a long time, but he's not very active lately. We mostly see him in the Pandanet. And Anton has been playing for a long time, at least 10 years, I think. Anton has been second place in the Swedish championships before, I think, or at least third. He is pretty strong, yeah. But lately he's been going through like some kind of growth, like growing pains. He feels like he feels that he's gotten weaker somehow, kind of lost track of direction of play and stuff like that. And I think we could see that a little bit in the game, actually, in this game too. Luckily, he managed to make it work. And for Fredrik, yeah, or yeah. Oh, Clinch says, I play Erik on Thursday. Oh, he's active in the club. Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, in the Linköping Go Club, right? Linköping Go Club is the Go Club my first time ever go to a Go Club and play Go was in Linköping Go Club. And he was the first Dan player I ever met. I was like, wow, Erik, the Dan player. Yeah, he was kind of cool. Yeah. Yes, and Anton Toby streams, exactly. He's a streamer. He has a stream. You just search for Anton Toby, which is his nickname here in the game. And yeah, but he has not been very active with the stream either, I think. But yeah, nice commentary always from him when he's playing. He has a rational, reasonable style of commenting. Yeah. So that's some background for Fredrik. The background is he started playing relatively young, like to most Europeans, but he's not that young. He was maybe 13 or something like that when he started playing, I guess. And he became very strong very fast. And he has spent some time in Asia studying Go. He lived in Korea in a Go school, study Go, and he's been to China to study Go some and stuff like that. Now he's kind of busy with work, so he doesn't really come to that many tournaments, but he goes around. Anton started playing in tournaments at the end of 2013 as a 2K. Okay, yeah, so exactly. So about 10 plus years. Yeah, Anton now I think is 2 Dan or 3 Dan. Yeah, 3 Dan maybe. There are 2 Antons in Sweden and they're like neck to neck. There's Anton Silver and Anton Christensen. 3 Dan, both are 3 Dan, yeah. Well, now we're looking at Fredda's game for some stupid reason. Sorry about that. We should look at a game that's going on. So Alo won by Resign. Awesome job by him. So Sweden is in the A-league. Hey, Sverige. Hey, Sverige. We are in the A-league. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord, du tysta, du glädjerika sköna. Nice. Who else is there? My mother-in-law just walked in and go, what noise are you making at almost 11 at night? She's like, can we go to sleep soon? I actually do need to do that. So now we know Sweden is in the A-league, and well, the game, Anton's game is almost finished. And should I just download the SGF? I counted last time that he's leading. Not that much, but he's leading. Because Black was super slack in the end game. So that was good for Anton. I guess he's winning. Yeah. And in the meanwhile, yeah, I think nice Swedish flags and explosions. So Yakago, you need to check the right Anton. So there's Anton Silver, and then there's Anton Christensen. This is Christensen. And Silver is the one you're describing, I think. He plateaued for a long time at 2 Dan. And now he's like performing very well as a 3 Dan. Yeah. Getting close to 4 Dan, yeah. Yeah, Anton Silver, he can definitely play really strongly sometimes. But yeah, but so can Christensen. So they are kind of close to each other. It's like a classic meetup, Anton versus Anton. It's like you can never tell who's gonna win. Stylistically, it's hard. But the Anton Silver style is more like he has more of a, let's say, stubborn style. He's just really gonna push, you know, and he's gonna find ways. Kristensen is more kind of timid in a way, although this game he didn't play that timidly. Anyways. Okay. So anyway, guys, we are in onto the A-league. I'm pretty sure Kristensen is winning this one. Actually, I can just load it up in my train to have a confirmation so that my counting could be way off somehow. I don't want to call it early, but I am pretty sure. Wait, let me download it then. He's leading. Save as Jeff. I mean, what a glorious victory. Sweep tonight. That is something. Very, very, very wonderful. Okay, let me just double check the score here. My AI needs some time. Linköping Go Club, yeah. Playing at Espresso House, Trädgårdsföreningen. Okay. They used to play in the university campus, yeah. What happened to that? Oh, you are seeing my Pandanet? Yes. Okay. Black is losing points from this exchange, yeah? This Atari is losing points, isn't it? You're giving away. What is he doing? How can he gain a point by playing T4? It doesn't make any sense. Misclick. I think he's just thinking. What do you mean it's working? Oh, wait, there's a kill inside. Oh, Anton also missed it. I missed it. Oh, so he can capture 3 stones. Never mind. My bad, my bad. Shouldn't have laughed so early. I see. It's working. Yeah. Okay. I just need my AI to finish. Oh, that could make the difference. It's a pretty big mistake, isn't it? Oof. Okay, but we don't need him to win to go to A-league, but it would be nice. I feel bad about that. But it seems maybe he wasn't leading anyway. I'm trying to see my cut train. It's taking a long time, I guess, because I'm streaming, so the computer can't just can't do it fast. Yeah, Black had a very big lead at some point. Well, Black was leading the whole game, really? Am I missing Komi or something in the SGF? Ah, no. The Komi is set wrong in their game. That's why. The Komi is set to minus 5.5. So that's why my Katrain thinks that White never had a chance. Aha. But so when we get to the point, Black's lead is 9.7 when the Komi is minus 5.5. 9.7, that's 6. Whoa. So this could have changed the game, right? That last mistake. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. He might have lost it on that mistake in the end. Oh, no. Because the Comey switch around is only 12 points and he had a 9.7 lead. Okay, so he might have lost the game on that mistake. It's very close now. Snap and doodle. Oh, he's probably beating himself up about that. Well, I guess it's good that he saw it and didn't connect. This code could be the move that changes everything. I mean, the code that changes everything. I can't count properly. It's very annoying when the Komi is set wrong as well. fan. Yeah, you write it well there. I like it, Sugaditas. The way you write it, it's good for fan. Oh, you're thinking of fy fan, probably. Fy fan. Oh my gosh, how could that happen? That's too much for anybody to stomach. Yeah, this was code red for black, but not for white, I guess. D1 is a code red for white, yeah. A white has one more code red. I was about to finish and go to bed because I was like, Anton is winning this for sure. Now I have to stick here and watch it. Uschan. Tusan. Fy tusan. Uscharlinge du. Uscharlinge. Swedish swear words are very powerful. Järnspikar. Tusen jävlar. Looks like black is winning the call. That could be the defining this game. Okay, luckily we didn't need this one. Otherwise, that would have been like venom in your gut to miss the capture of the 3 stones. So white just didn't need. If white didn't play T6 connect or T6, actually, if white didn't play T6 even, he was fine there. Okay, now let's see the result. Oh my god, if that turns the game, I feel so bad for Anton. I'm playing out the end, the dummy points. For some reason. Yeah, T6 was a minus points. That's a problem. They have to pass 2 times each or whatever. Sakrans? What? Sakrans? Oh my goodness. I feel bad for Anton if he loses this. I guess he does though, right? No, he doesn't. Komi is wrong. Komi is wrong. It says Shannon Slud wins by 10.5. But with Komi is wrong, that's not true. That's not true. Komi is wrong. I'm gonna write to them. My phone died. I can't even type it to anybody. That means Anton wins, right? Minus 5.5 compared to plus 6.5. He's like 11 or something and a half. But he win. It says the black wins by 10.5. So I think Anton won by half a point or 1.5. White winning either by 1.5 or 0.5. 0 Ben, so the score is after finish. It says 10.5 for black, but the Komi is reverse. So I think simply he's winning, yeah? Anton is winning. So we are winning, but you're maybe asking for the whole match. For the whole match, Sweden is already fine. Yeah, overall we swept with this match. Fredrik won and Erik won. And I won. So except for Jérôme Salinon, we had a good match. We win 4-1. It's a bit unexpected result, I would say. But it's a very awesome result. Okay, guys, when we know the result now, I have to go to bed. I really appreciate everyone who joined and everyone who had followed and commented and everything. And it was really nice. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. And go Sweden, man. Heja Sverige. All right. Good night. See you guys. next time.